Goliath, a name that would become synonymous with size and strength, was not just a warrior, but a giant. Standing head and shoulders above the rest, he was a formidable sight on the battlefield. His presence alone was enough to instill fear in the hearts of his enemies. He was not merely a soldier, but a symbol of the Philistines' might. In these tumultuous times, a giant named Goliath emerged from the Philistine ranks, casting a long shadow of terror over the Israelites. His story, intertwined with the history of these nations, is a tale of conflict, courage, and the indomitable spirit of the human will. From the Philistine city of Gath, a formidable warrior rose to prominence. His name was Goliath, a name that would echo through the ages, synonymous with size, strength, and intimidation. Goliath wasn't just a warrior, he was a spectacle, a titan amongst men. His stature was such that he towered over even the tallest of his peers. Standing at over 9 feet tall, his very presence was an embodiment of the Philistines' might. His brawny frame was adorned with heavy bronze armor, and his weapons, just like him, were colossal. His spear was like a weaver's beam, and the iron point alone weighed 600 shekels. But Goliath was more than just a towering figure. He was a seasoned warrior with a reputation that preceded him. His mere name struck fear in the hearts of the bravest soldiers. He was the pride of the Philistine army, their champion, their symbol of power and dominance. In the midst of the incessant wars between the Philistines and the Israelites, Goliath stepped forward with a daring proposition. He challenged the Israelites to a unique form of combat, a duel, a one-on-one battle, their best warrior against him. The winner would decide the outcome of the war, saving countless lives from the horrors of battle. It was a challenge that shook the Israelite camp to its core. Here was a giant, a warrior of unmatched strength and skill, challenging them to a duel. It was a test of courage, a test of faith, and a test of their will to survive. The challenge stood as an echo in the valley, a haunting reminder of the impending doom. It left the Israelite army in a state of despair. They looked upon Goliath the giant from Gath, a figure of immense strength and fear, and they trembled. Goliath, standing over 9 feet tall, was an intimidating sight, and his challenge left the Israelites in fear and despair. The stage was set for a spectacle, a clash of strengths, a battle that would go down in history. The rise of Goliath had begun. Among the Israelites, a young shepherd boy named David stepped forward to accept Goliath's challenge. Unlikely a hero as one might find, David was not a warrior. He was a shepherd, a boy with a heart full of faith and a spirit brimming with courage. Unlike Goliath, the seasoned Philistine warrior, David had no armor, no sword, no shield. His weapon of choice? A simple sling and a stone. This iconic battle between David and Goliath is not just a tale of physical confrontation, but a testament to the power of faith and courage. David, standing before the towering Goliath, held no fear. His faith in God was unshakable, his courage unwavering. He faced Goliath not as a shepherd boy, but as a man of faith, ready to defend his people and his God. David's strategy was simple, yet unexpected. He chose not to engage in close combat with the giant, but to use his sling, a tool he was skilled at from his days of tending sheep. He selected a single smooth stone, placed it in his sling, and aimed it at Goliath. The stone whirled through the air, guided by the hand of a shepherd and the faith of a believer. It hit Goliath squarely in the forehead, the only part of the giant not covered by armor. The mighty Goliath fell to the ground, defeated not by brute strength but by the courage and faith of a young shepherd boy. This victory was more than just a personal triumph for David. It was a victory for all of Israel. David's courage and faith had brought down the giant who had terrorized them, turned the tide of the war in their favor, and instilled a newfound hope in the hearts of the Israelites. With a single stone, David brought down the giant, turning the tide of the war and becoming a symbol of hope for the Israelites. The story of David and Goliath reminds us that sometimes the greatest victories are won not by the strongest, but by the bravest and most faithful. The fall of Goliath marked a turning point in the conflict between the Israelites and Philistines. This was more than just a single battle. It was a pivotal moment in a long-standing feud. The defeat of Goliath, a figure who had embodied the might and terror of the Philistines, sent shockwaves through their ranks. The invincible giant had fallen, and with him, the perceived invincibility of the Philistines. For the Israelites, the victory was an immense morale booster. They had faced the terror of Goliath, stood their ground, and emerged victorious. This was a win not just for the young shepherd David, but for every Israelite who had lived in fear of the Philistine giant. It was a testament to their faith, courage, and resilience, a beacon of hope that lit up the path ahead. But the aftermath of this legendary battle extended beyond the immediate parties involved. The story of David and Goliath transcended the borders of ancient Israel and Philistia, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of human history. This tale of an underdog's triumph against all odds resonated deeply with people across cultures and generations. In modern culture, the story of David and Goliath has been interpreted and reinterpreted in countless ways. It has found its place in literature, music, art, and even popular culture. From Malcolm Gladwell's exploration of the underdog in his book David and Goliath, to the countless movies, songs, and artworks inspired by this tale, the legacy of Goliath lives on. This story has also found its way into everyday language. The term David versus Goliath has become synonymous with struggles where a smaller, weaker party challenges a bigger, stronger adversary. It is a symbol of hope, courage, and the belief that even the mightiest can be toppled. Goliath's story continues to resonate across cultures and generations, symbolizing the triumph of the underdog against all odds. Indeed, the tale of this Philistine giant serves as a timeless reminder that size and strength are not always determinants of victory. Sometimes it is the smallest stones that bring down the mightiest giants. Goliath's story is more than just a tale of a giant warrior. It's a saga that has echoed through the annals of history, shaping narratives and influencing cultures. It's an epic that unveils the human spirit's capacity to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Let's take a step back to the era of Goliath, a period teeming with conflict and change. Goliath, a Philistine giant, was more than just a formidable adversary. He was a symbol of terror that loomed over the Israelites. His rise was not just about physical dominance, but it also underscored the power structures of that time. However, the story took a dramatic turn when a young shepherd boy named David mustered the courage to confront this colossal adversary. David, armed with nothing but a sling and his unwavering faith, managed to fell the mighty Goliath. This legendary face-off between David and Goliath was not just a personal victory for David, but it also marked a significant shift in the power dynamics of that era. The aftermath of this epic encounter left a lasting legacy. It reshaped the narrative of power, courage, and faith. It became a beacon of hope for the oppressed, and a testament to the power of the underdog. From a historical perspective, Goliath's story offers us a window into the societal and cultural dynamics of that time. It helps us understand the complexities and challenges that defined that era. But the relevance of Goliath's story extends beyond the historical context. It continues to resonate today, inspiring countless interpretations and adaptations. Its themes of courage, faith, and the triumph of the underdog are universal, transcending time and culture. It's a reminder that no challenge is too great, no adversary too powerful, and no situation too hopeless, as long as one has the courage to face it and the faith to believe in one's capabilities. And so, the tale of Goliath remains a timeless narrative, reminding us that sometimes, giants do fall,